Hi everyone, welcome back to Shades of 11 Healing. So today we are going to again do a small reading, and recently this is something that I also took out in my Instagram account, and I mentioned that before the year closes, this is an important message that is going out to a lot of you, and this message has a lot to do with the cycles of 2019 and 20. So if any of you are experiencing this problem, because I have not started shuffling, I have not started reading, I just simply took it out, and um, five of swords. Yes, so definitely 2019 to 20 cycles again, guys, because I think 2019 to 20 was very impactful for a lot of us. It was a time period, it was starting numerologically, the year was 19 was Jupiter and 2020 was Rahu. So before we go into further talking, let's just start with the reading, okay? Because I'm going to pull cards, and the message is actually going to be for all of you who are relating to some of your old difficult memories, especially that of 2019 to 20. If those themes, those kinds of incidents are repeating in your life, then we are going this then this reading is for you, okay? So please pack his belts, get ready, and we'll look into this journey. Okay, so yeah, and we are going to start with oracle cards today. So I just felt that I don't want to do tarot first. I want to do oracle. I want to see what's going to happen, and after that we will be doing some we will look into tarot, but firstly we'll look into oracle card to understand what is the energy of the situation, what is exactly happening, what is exactly going on, what is exactly the scenario, like what is happening at this point currently, regarding these 2019 to 20 cycles, what is energetically coming up, and what is the message for collective, right? So to decipher the energetic influx that has suddenly happened regarding the 2019 to 20 cycles, we are going to look into the oracle decks first, okay? All right. Okay. Interesting set of cards. I heard the word paranoid and creepy. So if that is, fitting for anyone, paranoid and creepy, some kind of dangerous situation that you made it out of. And I'm going to pull clarifiers for all of these cards. And so this is actually a Harry Potter playing card deck that I got, and so I'm basically trying my hands out in these suit decks, which are the oldest playing cards, that were initially, as far as I'm aware, started in Asia, and then it went to Europe. So I'm going to clarify the energy using these cards, and these are all Harry Potter themed. So yeah, hope you guys like it. Okay. Wow. Let me just mhm. Oh, 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 oh. Wow, that's intense. That's intense. Very heavy masculine energy. This is crazy, guys. Oh my god. I hope this reading is reaching all the right people, because and it is going to. It is going to. I'll make sure with my intention when I'm setting up this YouTube video that it goes to all the right people. Yes, yes, it will. I hope everything's clear. There is a glare on his face. Yeah, now better. Wow. I just I need a moment to recover, because I was not expecting um he who must not be named to pop up. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Okay, let's start. Let's do this. Let's not get afraid, Shay. Let's do this. Let's start. Okay, fine. Okay. So when we so this is why I felt that I need to pull the oracle cards, because I don't think that any of my tarot decks could have provided me this. None. This I need my journaling for my support system. I was not prepared for this, guys. I was not expecting this. When I saw Sirius and Draco pop out, I was like, okay, fine, understood. When Voldemort and Harry came, I was like, no, my god. Alright, so 2019 to 20 cycles, yes. I kept seeing a scene where somebody is very frightened. They are not very frightened, but they are very curious. They want to know something, and like they are feeling as if they are wanting to understand something, wanting to know something. They are looking for some answers. They're looking for some answers to some of their questions, and for this purpose they go to someone, they go to a place which is very creepy. It is not well lit, it is not very like highly visible, bright or clear. It is very shadowy, it is kind of gloomy, and this person goes over there looking for answers. But and it's a male figure, so a masculine energy, and this person looks for the answers. He asks somebody who seems to be older, wiser, but I don't think that they got the exact answer they were looking for, or whatever answer they got they were satisfied with it, but they were looking for some answer, and they got a partial idea or like a clue, but that's it. So they did not get like the fully satisfying answer that would kind of give them that satisfaction and give them that reassurance that this is the truth, this is the confirmation. They did not get it. Rather, what they got was like an idea, and that idea, if not, I mean, it gave them slight hints, but it also made them a little more confused. So there was no full revelation or disclosure that had happened at that point of time for that person. Now, that is just what I saw. Now, I don't know if this is the exact thing that happened with you all, or if it is relatable for any of you, but I hope that it is, and I hope that that you guys find it relatable. But yeah, so that is a vision that I saw. And before I start interpreting these cards, before I start doing that, I am and also honorable mention Snape at the bottom of the deck, or rather at the top of the deck. Okay. Now, before I start with the not before, I am going to start with the interpretation now of the cards that is out there on my table. So, a very definite breakdown of something that was considered impossible. Okay, that's what the energy is. So this cycle 2019 to 20, during this point, either for some of you during 2019 and 20 something broke down, a cycle, some structure. Maybe you were in some university. I'll give you an example. Okay, maybe you were studying in an university, and there were certain people in the administrative department or in whatever department, and they were considered as the all in all, the heads of everything, and that they could never get fired, or nothing could ever break down, or that nothing could be nothing could go wrong, and this is like the final thing. This is the this is a big structure that is always going to get maintained, and this will not be broken. This is indestructible. This is going to continue in this particular way. And I don't mean it like a prophecy, like it's a real thing that existed, like in matter. Okay, like a university, like an empire, like a school, or like a particular family structure, that this is a family structure which gets maintained. And this family structure with these kind of people, with these particular people acting as the heads of the family, will always get maintained, right? So that was the basic thing, that was the structure that I'm talking about. But this structure had a very, very strong and a very, very potent person who held the structure together, where we come to this character, the king, right? So this king was a very strong structure, or is a very strong structure, and somebody who envisions the country, somebody who is this is so much in line with everything. Okay, wait, I have a lot of juice to give you guys. So this king is somebody who is powerful, who is careful, who is bold, who is courageous. And this king, he not only leads a group of people, but this is the king that envisions everything for your country. The king basically helps the country to get better. The king helps the country to be a better country and for the people, right? So although this, usually the term king will always be connected with a hierarchical structure of passing down the lineage, but this king is the character that brings peace and that envisions a very amazing, beautiful country and happiness for the people. So that is what the king is, right? And this king has a vision that he will shape his country up, and he will live to the terms that he's supposed to, and his country will be a great country to live in. And always when there is a king, there will be structure in the country. That is what is expected, that a true king keeps the structure of the country. But this structure and the vision that this structure had was not helpful. This was not good enough. And this is like a story form that I'm saying. This is going to relate differently to different of you, but I'm speaking in a metaphor to give you an idea in the terms of a kingdom, and from there for you all can derive the message for you all, okay, your own selves. So this king envisions a future. The king and the structure envisions a future, but this future, this vision, this idea, this perception, the workings of a true future, whatever was held by this structure, was not good enough. It was not in support of the country's benefit and the well-being. It was not in support of growth. It was not in support of you. Okay. So whoever this king was and whatever structure this was in your life, that was not good for you. If you were this person who were living under control, this is not for you. This was not for you. Okay, wait. Oh my god. Okay, let me continue with my story and then we later on get the confirmations. I think I'm channeling for the divine masculines. This is their story. Okay, interesting. Let's just continue with that. And this is you. Oh, this is your divine masculine in there. Just I need to see when this has happened, because I think that this is recent. Like a breakthrough has happened for many of them. And I don't know which wave I'm channeling for, but I think a breakthrough has happened very recently. I knew this was going to be twin flame. Okay, wait. So I need to pull tarot now. Spirit. When has this change occurred? How recent was this change? How recent was the breakdown of this empire? Okay. Too many cards. I'm not going to take so many cards. Just give me a moment to pick the cards up. But yes, the same message is reiterated, but I don't know if the change is very recent. I don't think that the change is very recent, but it is the same message is being reiterated. Anyway, just give me a moment, guys. Yeah, okay. Interesting. We'll keep on with the storyline. But, okay, whatever it is, whoever I'm channeling for, that's not important. It is important that whoever I'm channeling for gets this message. And the message is that there was a big structure, very strong structure in your life that was flowing in its own way, going impeccable, indestructible, very powerful, very authoritative, very dominating and domineering, very focused on like a very strong, like a lot of belief in the ancestral rites, a lot of focus on the teachings of the ancestors and the morality, all these things, like very Capricornian energy. Okay, something to do with structure, something to do with like life is supposed to be lived this way, like a lot of rules. Okay, and so if you are somebody who relates to that I was doing this thing with me, fine. If somebody else was doing with you, fine. If you were seeing someone who did this, whatever, fine. This message still follows through. Okay, and there was a lot of structure, lot of way in which, like a very particular method in which you were living the life, or in which your life was flowing. And then, everything starts to fall apart, and you transform into this maiden energy. And if you see the outlines of this card, this maiden card is a very, very beautiful card. So the maiden energy, this is like the archetypal deck, okay? So the maiden energy is an energy which is very gentle. This is very soft. This is very feminine. It is very, very polite, and it is a very naive energy, like a very fresh, new, naive energy. Okay, this is not somebody who is already very, like not a seasoned person. This is a very new, this is a beginner, this is an ace. Okay, so this is like an apprentice. So the maiden energy is very pure. We consider it to be living without any ideas or without any performance. I heard performance in corruption. Okay, that is a maiden energy. And this energy might seem rare in today's world, but it is very powerful, because in this maiden form, in this energy, and I'm not talking about physically being pure and all of those things, but I'm talking about energy. Okay, so that energy, when it is pure, when it is fresh, it is the energy of tears, you guys. When somebody cries, it's like they have, and not a few sniffles. It's a deep crying, deep wailing, lamenting. When this kind of crying and wailing or lamenting has happened in someone's life, and after that, when they wake up, when they wash their face, that is the maiden energy. That is what I'm talking about. And that energy is very powerful, because it is like the rise of phoenix after the burning. It is the rebirth of you. And this had happened in 2019 to 20. And even if we see here, the flow of these messages, I think it's very clear on that aspect also. And I love the reference of, if you see this, the vision card, we have two owls, white owls, and then we have the snake, and this is the tree. And if I could show you my flame right now, it was just so wavering, like so strongly. It was wavering very, very strongly. Okay, anyway, so you see the two owls, they are giving you the vision. The owls give us the vision from the side of wisdom. Different animals can give you vision, but all animals will not give you the vision from the perspective of wisdom. These owls give you the vision from the perspective of wisdom. And we have the snake, but we don't see the face of the snake. We just know that an outline exists and it's hidden. Okay, and we see within the moon, and we see a small ray of sun, and then we see a forest. I think it's just beautiful. Anyway, so this is the vision that's there. And this vision, whatever you had, this was in reversed. So this was not a vision that would help you grow. This was not a person that would help you grow. This was not a structure that would help you grow. And it took out all the negative sides of the king, which is highly authoritative, paranoid. When a king is afraid, when a king does not have any more trust, that king becomes paranoid that his enemies are going to attack and they are going to break into his fort. So I think that this message, is just so deep that I was not even expecting this reading to go that deep, but when does energy, never go deep. But yeah, and we see how, I think, Sirius, the way Sirius is such a lovely being, such a lovely human, such a lovely person. He gets trapped in a jail, in the prison of Azkaban. because of the politics that has been played by these families of Malfoy, and of course, I mean, Voldy the mastermind, and along with that we also have other, the Death Eaters, right? And they together, you know and if you look at Voldemort, in some way, shape or form, he was the king, but he was not a true king. He wanted the entire magic world to be his empire, right? He already had built an empire that was indestructible, and in that help had gone from the side of this Malfoy family. And you see, this is the picture where Draco is an adolescent. We have a lot of other Draco cards, okay? But this is the only card of Draco. This is one other card of Draco that we have in this deck. But you see Draco just wearing his Slytherin coat and having his, whatever it is, books and muffler or whatever it is, and he's just there. But in this card, we see the mark, we see the Death Eater's mark. And this is 6 of Spades, which is roughly the 6 of Swords. So Draco becomes a Death Eater, and we all know that he becomes a Death Eater with a mission. He has to kill Dumbledore, right? So do you see how the cards follow through? How the story follows through? Because I think a lot of you know about the, Harry Potter story. And we see how Voldemort, who was one of the most powerful wizards, used his power for the dark side, used his power in dark ways, in very cunning and very nasty ways to gain power. And he had a vision. He had a vision to build, that the entire world should only be focused and filled with magical people, and that Muggle bonds were impure, they deserve to die. So he had a vision, but that vision was very distorted, and he as a kingly energy was very distorted, and his empire was very distorted. Okay, it was a structure and it remained indestructible, but it was a very distorted structure that was there, and you my viewers were involved in this structure, not that of the Voldemort, but this structure that you were a part of in 2019 to 20, the way it could be as simple as the way you were living your life, or it could be as complex as being part of a community, club or structure where there was a very distorted perception of the reality and of the people who are not a part of it, and maybe you had a lot of exclusive policies and rights that needed to be exercised, and that you needed to be of a level to become a member or whatever of that institute or club, or you were in a relationship or in a connection that felt very powerful, very indestructible, very part of your soul, but it was distorted and it was not helping you grow. Okay, whatever you were living, however you were living, right? Here also we have the Emperor card that got out. Again, Emperor is again the structure, the kingdom, the empire. But this is not a very helpful empire. This is a misconstrued version and a distorted version of the empire. But again, because divine powers and divine fury is always much more stronger than the distortions, came the breaking down of everything, and the structure broke, the king broke, the vision broke, and this happened because of the vision. There was a vision, there is always supposed to be a vision. Always remember, guys, that divine intervention always happens. And divine intervention does not happen because one person is wrong or one person is right. Divine intervention happens because the entire ideology of the future, the entire view of the future, and the entire thing that is going to come up in the future, in the entire appearance of the future, the entire future that is going to come up is entirely distorted. And I'm having a heavy ringing in my ears right now, so I know my angels, you're with us, thank you. But yeah, so this vision was distorted, And this is the origin. This is why this everything shattered, because of this vision. Because I feel that the vision is the most powerful card over here, and we have Voldemort right at the bottom. So you know what, if Voldemort had been in the light, if he had been, if he had chosen light, and if he had chosen the better path, he would have contributed to the wizarding organization and to the wizarding community and to the magical community in greatly positive and miraculously unbelievable ways. But he did not do that. He chose the darker side. He chose the path that would bring destruction and difficulties, and that is why this vision got distorted. Otherwise this vision would have remained positive. That is the reason it got distorted. And so every time there is a distortion, the divine intervention will happen. And so came the very beloved Harry Potter. And this is the Six of Pentacles, Six of Clubs, which roughly translates to, Six of Pentacles, which is the card that shows balance, that shows that someone is generous and giving. And I love, there are more Harry cards, but I love how this card is showing so beautifully. And this is a younger Harry, right? This is a Harry that gives, generously. And yeah. Joker. Exactly. So we have Harry, who has this beautiful energy of, the maiden, the pure energy that broke through into this dark night in lights of flesh and blood and purity of early dawn. That is how this, and you see how all the cards are so deep over here. And then we have this very beautiful maiden card that is so light, and it is cutting through the darkness. So that's what it is. Your 2019 to 20 cycle happened, and it is coming back again, just for a review. It's like a recheck. It's like something that I need to see before I go on into 2026. So that if you are carrying any residual energies of that time, then you are supposed to let it go. Okay. So yeah, lots and lots of things that got discussed today. We'll lastly see a little bit of advice for all of you, and then we'll be closing the reading. And just one more thing, guys, that this deck is a little like, it has pictures or images that can be considered as mature or adult. So I'm just going to see once, and if there's anything, I'll cover it up with the crystal. So just bear with me. Okay, clean. Growth. Yup. 16. Wow. Amazing. And if you wanted other numbers, we have 2 6s. So imbalance and balance, that is beautifully seen here with Draco and Harry. This is 6 of spades and this is 6 of clubs. And you know what, I don't know if you were Sirius, or I don't know if you were Draco, or you were Harry, or you were Voldemort. I don't know which character you are playing. I don't know who is what, but I know this much is that I hope at the end of the day you can be Harry. And not because he's Harry Potter, but because of this maiden energy. Because he broke through everything. This energy breaks through everything. It's a very pure energy. It's like the energy of a newborn baby. So I hope that happens. Yeah. And this was there's a lot of birds chirping right now. Okay, I hear you. Thanks for the message. Yeah, growth. We'll see a few other advice cards if possible. Okay, okay. Yeah. I am not, just give me a moment. Yeah, sorry for that. This is crazy. Wait, sorry. Do you see this card? Need. I was just shuffling, you guys. So I'm gonna read up the messages, but yeah. Oh, one more card fell out. Okay, but I don't think I want to take this because I did not see this. Growth, bonfire, fire festival, and maiden. Oh my god, lots of repeating numbers. 16, 2, 11, 22. 2, 2, 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, 16, 11. Great. Nice. I think the message, you guys, it's quite clear that, again, I mean, this was more like an advice that I took or something that I asked. That what is the advice? What is the closing? What is happening? What do I need to tell my, you guys? So it's very clear from this. I think you guys also understand it a bit that, and I'm going to read these messages slowly for you. So there you go. Growth. Inside myself, I've sown beauty with wounds, which speak of my immortality in the expansive, eternal song, softly bellowing in spirit. So, whatever has happened, whatever came crashing down, you have shielded yourself very beautifully. You have covered yourself from that, and you have accepted and you have learned to transmute that. From this depth of darkness, from this well of darkness that had filled you once with grief and pain, you have started to grow your wings and you have started to grow your plants. You all can engage in gardening if that is what you feel called to. But yeah, 2019 to 20 cycles have been immensely difficult for a lot of people. No wonder with all the things that were happening in the world. Bonfire. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence. There should have been a comma. Okay, so it means that it is through remembering. That is, yes, that is why I felt like I need to read this a few times. Your cycle has closed. Don't worry. No one from 2019 to 20 is coming back in your life. If they do, I don't think this is the reading for you because you have to work on your triggers, okay? Yeah, okay, yes. Even if they do, you don't have to worry. This reading still fits for you, but you don't have to, but you kind of have to work on your triggers, okay? You have to heal them. You have not healed because this woman, this energy, this human, whoever you are, you have healed. And it just is just coming up for you because it is only through remembering, it is only through the remembering. When you remember, you will understand and you will wake up the ritual of your existence, so you will know that, and you will remember and you will realize how powerful you are and how strong you are and how existing itself is a ritual only when you remember that what had happened to you. So all the things that had happened in 2019 to 20 during that cycle, during that period of your life, this had happened so that you can be, and this had happened and this is coming back, right? That had happened at that point of time because you were clearly living in a structure, external or internal, external to you or internal in you, that was not for your highest good, and it was going to kill you later on, so it broke down. That was fine. But now the repetition of the old wounds, similar, people might be behaving to you people might be behaving with you in certain ways in which people behaved in 2019 to 20 during that point of time. So all that is coming up. Why? Because you need to remember your strength. You have learned your lesson, you have done the job. Now it's just time to integrate them and to be able to go back and think of those memories or revisit those memories without pain or fear. So to develop that trust that I can do and I can make things happen. We have Fire Fest, lot of fire cards, huh? We have Fire Festival. Through flame and through song there will rise a new dawn. So yes, definitely through flame and through song. So basically it is, and when I said that, the candle flame started dancing again. It's and there was no wind at that point of time, but yeah. So definitely flame and 11, yeah, we see a lot of flames. Interesting, very interesting messages, right? So yeah, this is for all of those twin flame connections where you have ended everything with a twin flame. I think this particular group, this particular wave, I think your contract with your twin flame is over. You have completed the contract. Even if you meet sometime in the future, you would be like, okay, great, hey, either some of you would restart a thing which is more healthy, or else this is done, this is completed, no more of meeting with your twin flames. And I think internally, those of you who related to the latter part of the group, you won't be even feeling it within yourself, because none of my divine feminines are sitting here just, I mean, if you have come here, you know the deal. This is like a confirmation for many of you. Okay. And so please, if you are into meditation, then use fire in your meditation. That is, focus on a flame of a candle, play some beautiful song, whatever you connect to. And yes, please listen to some of the cheerful songs, some very powerful songs that enlighten you and that bring out your truest self and your power. Okay, not sad songs all the time, they reprogram your brain in a bad way. Okay, and then we have the card Maiden. Demand what is yours and take back what was taken. Reclaim until you have gathered all of you. And let me tell you, yeah, of course you will find it difficult to focus this card. What is it? Come on. Yes, see? The others, they were kind of focusing easily, but this one took some time to focus. Of course, seeing your own powers is not easy. And this initially was in reverse, although it's an oracle card and usually we don't take oracles in, I mean, I don't read oracles always in reverse. This archetypal deck is little difficult. They have in the guidebook, they have mentioned that you will take reversals, but oracles other than that, usually this one does not have a, these are oracle message texts, so not in reversals most. But even if this is in reversal, what it just means is that you did not lose a part of yourself in that journey, or to that person, or to that group, or to that structure in 2019 to 20. Whatever was lost or gone was not a part of you. And rest, whatever felt that was lost or gone, whatever numbness you had developed, whatever things you had formed, all of that you can transmute and bring it back to yourself. Happiness you can, any illness that you have caught on to, that can be transmuted. Okay, so don't be afraid or don't feel that I have lost a part of myself. You haven't, not possible. Just call back your energy every time you feel like, okay, that pain is coming too much. Make sure that you pull your energy back and make sure that you go through cord cutting if that is important for you. So you can go through cord cutting and you can cut your cords if necessary. Okay, that's it. The message, 2019 to 20 cycles, very difficult. Just a small summary, very difficult time. A lot of things broke down in your life, lot of structures broke down in your life, and you were left very barren, empty and raw. Yes, very raw, very very vulnerable, just like a newborn baby, as I've mentioned, or a freshly grown small little bud of a flower, right? Some storm or rain can completely destroy you, right? So that was your state, but you have grown from there and you have become this very powerful individual. You are heavily connected to the earthy and the fire elements. These two elements are coming up extremely in your cards, so please use these elements in your life too if you want to find a better way of living. So yeah, fire and earth elements are represented here, and this cycle, themes related to this cycle are repeating in 2019 to 20. Themes of 2019 to 20 are getting repeated, or you feel connected, or you are thinking, or you are coming across information related to those themes and people right now, only because you are going to just see. It's like a movie, okay? It's just seeing what is happening and what has happened, and then you are ready to go to the fresh new 9-year cycle. You are going to begin from 2026, okay? So it's not a trigger, it's not a test, it's just a small um it's a small, summary. It's a small end of the year, end of the 9-year cycle review feedback, that okay, this is what you have done, this is what you have completed, and any residual emotions can be left here before you walk in through this portal to your new 9-year journey, okay? So that's the thing, that's your message. No trigger, no test, this is just integration and remembering how powerful you are and how many things you have changed, because now I think with that change and that power, you're helping other people, okay? So just like me, by the way. Yeah, so that's a message. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please subscribe if you liked it, and bye bye.